Hi everybody, Peter here. This is Thailand Bound. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Okay, has it really been a year since I've been to Thailand? Yes, it has, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The reason I'm making this video is because unbelievably I haven't been to Thailand for a year. It doesn't seem like it, the time's gone quite quickly, but it was October. I left, I think it was the 15th of October last year. I'd started my YouTube channel while I was there. I did a couple of videos in Hua Hin. The problem is back then when I started the channel, I thought, well, in October I came back to the UK. I thought I'll have Christmas and the New Year here, and then I was going to head back out to Thailand in January for a month and then make some videos out there in Thailand. After all, the channel's Thailand Bound, it's not the UK bound. But obviously I haven't been able to get back into Thailand like everybody else, and I just find it unbelievable that it's been a year. You know, I mean, all along this journey, we can call it a journey, since sort of February, March, April, people have been speculating when we can get back. And, you know, first it was May, then it was June, then it went through to July. And now we're hearing probably not this year at all. I had said, you know, months and months and months ago, I had said that I wasn't holding out any hope for this year. Even if we were able to get back in, you know, these horror stories of, you know, the quarantine. I mean, there was a story I put out in a video several weeks ago about a guy who, he went back, he works in Thailand, his company paid for his flight, went back with his 2 children, and he quarantined in a hotel. And I was quite shocked because I thought the quarantine meant you had to stay in the hotel. You couldn't leave the hotel premises, but you could wander about, you know, go down to the coffee shop, that sort of thing. But you can't. I mean, you stay in your room, and this guy was allowed to wander with his children in the hotel grounds, in the gardens for about an hour a day. And his food was left outside, and he was complaining his meals were cold. So that's not something, you know, I'd want to go back to. And there's so many videos out there now that I mean, you should know what's going on there now. You know, if you watch lots of videos about Thailand, I mean, I watched Ed Sweeney's live stream. Unfortunately, I missed it last night because I was watching a movie on Netflix, but I did catch it this morning over breakfast, and he seems a bit down in the dumps because obviously he wants to get back to Thailand like the rest of us, but according to Ed, I mean, he stays there for several months at a time, and you know, he's just basically wants to get back there. Back to Ed's live stream, he was talking about red tape and false promises and glimmers of hope and all that, and I left a comment this morning, and I basically said I left in the comment, I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, there's no point in going back and being a prisoner in a hotel room. Nobody wants to go through that. So yeah, it's been a year. I haven't been back for a year, and what's amazed me more than anything, I've been able to keep this channel going. I remember when all this started back in March, I thought, blimey, you know, this channel's about Thailand. I'm stuck in the UK. How am I going to make videos for sort of 2-3 months at a time? What am I going to talk about? And I did top 20s, things I like about Thailand, things I hate about Thailand, the usual sort of stuff, and they played out. And then what kind of saved me was I did a few relationship stories that I remembered from my days when I lived there, and then suddenly these stories started getting sent in. I had 1 or 2 people, they didn't like them, they said they're all the same, but I had a lot more people say, great, this is why we subscribe to your channel, and they've basically been keeping the channel alive. I then went on to make the news videos on a Wednesdays, which were very popular actually. But unfortunately work kicked in. You know, everybody's back at work now. Most people are back at work. I work for the local authority. I'm self-employed, but I work for the local authority. So I have to work and I don't have as much time to make videos. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on at the moment. So as far as it goes, I'm not going to get into a big rant about not being able to get into Thailand. We know what's going on. We're not getting in this year. And personally, my own feelings on it is I don't think until we've got a proven vaccine that works, like you can get the injection in your own country and it's guaranteed you won't catch it, then we might see some normality. And then after some years, obviously the entertainment business in Thailand's devastated because of all this, like lots of other businesses. And like Ed said in his live stream, you know, okay, we can't go to Thailand on vacation. but we've still got jobs, we've still got nice houses, we still eat every day. You know, the only thing is we can't go to Thailand. Think of the people at the other end, the people who are starving over there. I'm not going to repeat what he said, that's his content. So let me talk about a few things that are going on at the moment. Now, this is something I don't really understand. Now, we all know, we've been told anyway, that this pandemic, it started off in China. That's what we're all led to believe. I don't know. That's what I've read. That's what I've been told. But apparently it started off in China. So I've read yesterday that they are opening up Phuket as they planned on the 8th of October. Not to guys like you and I, but they're going to be opening it to 150 Chinese. They're going to be flying in from Guangzhou, and they're going to be the first visitors to Phuket. Apparently there's another 120 tourists coming from Scandinavia on November the 1st, but there's some real stringent rules. These are long-term visitors. They're not going for just a week or something like that. There's a statement here. Let me just read this very short statement out from the Prime Minister. It says, "We are not opening the country. We are limiting the number of entries, and we will manage with wristbands, apps to follow them," the Prime Minister told reporters. So, you are, I said this before, I mean, I would feel like a leper if I went in there and somebody put a wristband on me because I'm a tourist and I don't live there, or whatever the reason is. I just wouldn't like it. And I'm not going to go to Thailand if I get treated like that. I know they're trying to keep the numbers down. I'm not saying anything derogatory towards them. I understand what's going on. But from a personal point of view, I go on vacation. You know, I get off the plane, I put my bags in the hotel. I want to go out and have a good time. I don't want to mess about, and until I can get back to Thailand and do what I've just said, then I won't be going. I won't be wearing any armbands. So the other thing I read about was this visa amnesty. You know, they said, I think it was the 31st of September, they said, look, we're definitely not going to extend it. If you're here and you're not going to, you haven't got a long-term visa, by the end of September, you need to be on a plane, you need to be out of here. They laid on some special flights, one to London, Paris, one of the cities in Germany, quite a few international flights to help tourists who were stranded in Thailand, and a lot of people left. And after they left, they've suddenly now extended the amnesty again. So, you know, that's a bit of a strange one. Okay, so... Right, okay, there's a very controversial story out at the moment. You must have read it. If you go through all these channels and that talk about Thailand, you read up about Thailand, then you must have heard about this guy, this American guy called Wesley Barnes. And if you've been living on the moon and you haven't heard about this, I'll just tell you briefly what's happening, and I'll give you my take on basically what's going on. So there's this guy's he's a school teacher, but he has a YouTube channel, I think, or he's an influencer. He writes reviews, and so this is a guy who he was arrested actually, and there's two camps on this. If you go onto social media, there's a lot of chit chat going back and forth. Some people are with the guy and they're basically saying, oh, how can you get arrested for leaving a bad comment? Other people are saying different things. I'll read a couple of bits out for you in a moment. But the story, as far as I get it, so what happened with this guy, the hotel's called the Sea View Resort. It's in Koh Chang. And so these guys they stayed in the hotel, but they decided to party on the beach. They were buying their own booze, and because they didn't want to drink and drive, they decided to have a meal in the hotel, and they brought their own bottle of gin or vodka, whatever it was, into the restaurant. And the restaurant staff basically said to him, look, you know, you can drink your own alcohol inside the hotel, but there is a corkage fee. We do charge a fee of 500 baht. So apparently this Wesley Barnes didn't want to pay the corkage. There was a big argument, and in the end, the staff relented and said, okay, you can drink your alcohol, but you know, we're not going to charge you the 500 baht. And he went off and he wrote some very bad comments on one of the big sites. You know, basically I stayed at this hotel and it was whatever he said that was derogatory. But from what I've read, now I don't know the facts inside out. I'm not saying 100% what I say now is right, but apparently from what I've read, he didn't leave one comment. He basically went on a rant and left lots and lots of comments and basically attacked this hotel. And okay, some people might write into me and say that's not what happened, but that's what I've been reading. He left multiple criticisms of this hotel. He was apparently quite upset. He went to work the next day, or to immigration, to get his visa renewed, something like that, and they arrested him. As I say, there's two sides to this. Some people are saying, you should be able to, leave a comment. Now, apparently this hotel, they tried to settle this argument with this gentleman. They actually wrote to him sort of 4 or 5 times. They've uploaded their messages to him. He didn't respond, this guy. He just kept on sending leaving derogatory comments about the hotel, how bad it was. And I just want to pick up on one thing. He's the guy, this Wesley Barnes, he wrote his own account of what happened, and he left it on one of the bigger websites. I can't remember where I read it now. It might be the Thai Examiner, I'm not sure. But anyway, if you type it into Google, you'll find it. But one of the things, as he was describing what happened, one of the things he said the staff were extremely unfriendly. Now, whether they were or whether they weren't, I'll never know. But let me tell you something. I've been going to Thailand. I've lived in Thailand for nearly 30 years, as I keep harping on. I've never found Thai staff in a hotel or anywhere really unfriendly. If you go in drunk and you make a lot of noise, you might get a few looks, or, if you upset something will happen. But if you just go into a hotel as a guest and you talk politely, you show respect to the staff, they're friendly. They're always friendly. As I say, I've never, ever had attitude from a Thai person. Never. And just to reiterate, never. Okay, look, if you go into a Thai hotel, even the budget hotels, I stay in budget hotels. They're clean, and the staff are really friendly. The one I stay in when I'm in Bangkok on Soi 4, the other end from Nana, right at the end of the Soi, there's a tobacco factory there, and there's I've been staying there more than 20 years. It's called the Nana. They keep changing the name. I think at the moment it's called the Nana Thai Suites, and it's a very nice hotel. It's a Thai hotel. I would recommend it, but get the renovated rooms if you stay there. But the staff there, they're brilliant. I go in and they're all smiles, welcome back, and okay, it's business, but I feel some warmth coming through, if that makes sense. It's not just business. And, I find this in a lot of places I go to Thailand. I've never actually found the Thai staff to be unfriendly. So you'll have to make up your own mind on that. It's all over the internet, but he did get arrested. But I'm going to tell you something now that you might not know, and it is actually a crime to, there is actually a Thai law. Let me read out this order. So this is called the Computer Crimes Act, and it was passed in 2007, and I'm going to read it out to you. It just says, as revised and recently, the law says that not only is the person who writes defamatory comments accountable for them, but so is any website, webmaster, or anyone else considered an intermediary of the information who does nothing to report or remove it. And so basically what they're saying, what the Thai government are saying, what they're saying, look, if you stay in a hotel and you've got a genuine grievance and you feel like you complained and it wasn't taken care of, and you go away and you go onto TripAdvisor and you write something like, I stayed in this hotel, had this problem and it wasn't rectified and I wouldn't recommend it. They don't have a problem with that. What they have a problem is somebody attacking a business constantly. So another piece I read, it says Thailand's position on people leaving honest bad reviews. It is fine to leave a bad review of a business as long as it's not derogatory. So finally, on this one subject that I'm talking about now, what I would say is, guys, if you're in Thailand and you're not happy about something, it's better to just walk away. I've had situations where I've had cold food come out. I've had situations where I've ordered a black coffee and I said, don't put milk in it, and it's come out with milk. Or I've said, can you put cold milk in tea, not hot milk, and it's come out with hot milk. I just don't drink it, or I'll drink it and suffer it. I don't, start waving my hands about and shouting. And I found this has stood me in good stead over the years. If you if you don't come across many problems if you're, like, as I say, if you're polite and respectful in Thailand. But if something occasionally happens, we all make mistakes. They make mistakes. They're extremely nice people. They're not going to go out of their way to purposely do something bad to you. You have criminals like you do all over the world who'll try and scam you and things like that. But generally the Thai people are very nice people, very friendly. They'll go out of their way to help you. And I don't believe, me personally, this is just my personal opinion, I don't believe the staff in this Seaview resort were unfriendly to the guy. If he started arguing with them, then maybe the warmth kind of melted away a little bit. Let's put it that way. Okay, so my only advice to you on this one is if you, when we eventually can all go back to Thailand, if you've never been there before and you have a problem, just try your best to walk away. Eat humble pie. You'll be a winner in the long term, because if you start, you know, shouting and trying to fight, there's never a one-on-one fight with a Thai. You'll end up rolling around on the ground, and if you're very lucky, you might walk away from it. Okay, so that's really all I've got to say today. The only thing, what I'll finish this video with, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the guys who have subscribed. It's unbelievable. I mean, when I made my YouTube channel, I was in Bangkok September, went to Hua Hin for about 2 weeks. Yeah, around September when I started in 2019. When I got back to the UK, I only had about, I don't think I had 100 subscribers. So at the moment, the last time I looked yesterday, I have got 15,600 subscribers. It's not the biggest channel in the world, but what you got to remember is my channel is about Thailand, and I'm not in Thailand. I haven't been there for a year. So to all you guys who've stuck with it and you've been watching the relationship videos and listening to my rants, thank you so much for you know, being a subscriber. I hope one day, guys, I keep saying this, but I really hope one day I can get back to Thailand and make videos in Thailand. But I do have some good news. I've teamed up with a guy, a good friend of mine. I've known him 30 years. He's married to a Thai lady. He lives in Thailand. He's got in Bangkok. He's got his business there, and I phone him on WhatsApp quite regular, and he's going to come in with me on this, because you can't have a channel about Thailand, you know, for maybe we'll go another year. We can't go. God hope not. I will hope not, but you never know. And you know, I can't keep churning out relationship videos for another year. People really will get tired of it. And we've got some things planned for the future, which I think will keep you entertained. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'd lost my mojo a little bit with this, because it sometimes can be a little bit difficult to come up with things. And just watching other YouTubers, I don't think it's just me. You know, when I was back in the UK for a month and I realised I wasn't going to be able to go back to Thailand, I thought the guys who are living there, they're married to Thais or they work in Thailand. I thought, well, they've got it made, because they can make videos about Thailand all the time. All they've got to do is go down to a restaurant, order a plate of chips, and then they can make a plate of French fries, whatever, and they can make a video about how the French fries are, or the walk down to the restaurant. You know, we're all stuck in the UK, and I thought they were in a really good position. But I think they're suffering as well, because I watch a lot of channels, a lot of YouTube channels. Sometimes I give a shout out to them. One I haven't given a shout out to now. I really like his channel. He's a straight shooter and very positive guy. He's got a channel called, I think it's called JD Retirement. And he's been around for a long time. He lives in Thailand. He's totally not into the bar scene at all. He's got a girlfriend or a wife, and they do a lot of camping and trips, and he makes some nice videos. Maybe you can check him out. It's called Retirement Thailand, or his name's JD anyway. That's what he calls himself. That's a great channel. And yeah, so, you know, being able to do this for a year and you're still watching me, it's unbelievable. So thank you for that. You might have noticed that I've been uploading some of the videos that I uploaded a few months ago, and I'm not recycling old content. I'm not struggling to find new content. So, you know, just uploading my own videos. It's not that. What it is, I had some copyright issues. I haven't had a strike from YouTube, but I had a company contact me. I got a lot of images from what I thought was a site I could use. I was led to believe that I could use these images. And if you've watched any of my earlier videos about relationships, you know I like to put an image story in the background. So if I tell a story, I'll say the guy walked into Walking Street, and then an image of Walking Street will come up here. Then I'll say, you know, he went out with a girl, and then there'll be a picture of a man with a girl. So I used to like to do them like that, and during the lockdown it took a lot of time, but I enjoyed doing it. Some of those images, the company has proved to me that those images belong to them. One guy in particular, he proved to me, very nice. He didn't threaten me, he didn't go to YouTube, he just wrote to me and said, look, I don't know if you realise these images are mine. He proved they were his. So what I've done, the reason you keep seeing these videos is because what I'm doing is I've got a hard copy of these original videos that I've made. I'm deleting all the backgrounds. I'm going to free image sites, which I know are totally free, and I'm putting one static image. Okay, it's a little bit boring, but the story's still there. What I didn't want to do is go off and just delete. I have deleted a lot of videos already. They're a little bit racy, you know, talking about bar girls and things, and I want to kind of move away from that now. So I've probably deleted 30 videos over the last year that I started off with. And that's the reason why I'm actually uploading these videos. I've got about half a dozen more. Now the thing is, what I do when you upload a video, you've got the choice to notify subscribers. So if I've got 15,600 subscribers, when I put this video up, I'll check the box and you'll all get a message saying that I put this video up. But when I put a recycled video up, when I've changed the background so don't have any copyright issues, I uncheck that box, so you shouldn't get a notification saying that I've uploaded a video. If you do, I apologise, but that's the reason. So I had a few guys write to me and say, look, didn't you upload this several months ago? Something I never thought of. What I did is when I put that static background in the video, I put a card in there and the card said something like, this is a video I uploaded several months ago, I had to change it, blah, blah, blah. And I uploaded it and I thought that would be self-explanatory. But what I forgot was, of course, people are going to see the thumbnail, think I've watched this already. The guy's recycling videos. So again, I'm not recycling videos. I'm just trying to keep, I've got some really nice stories, especially about Peter the school teacher. That was a 40-minute video. You know, and some of the guys in Patty, stuff that's happened to them. Nice stories, true stories. So I don't want to delete them because you know, people can go and watch them, and I've just got to clean them up a bit, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, so quite a talkative video, this one. I've been going on a little bit. I'll end it now until the next time. So once again, to everybody who subscribes to my channel, thank you so much, and let's keep our fingers crossed that this horrible thing that's happening at the moment will go sooner than later and we can all get back to Thailand. Okay, thanks guys, I'll catch you next time round.